Jamie Stenhouse here, and welcome to the Invisible Pitch 2.0, which is now responsible for over $300,000 in sales online without using advertising, without using a list or having a brand or anything like that. And this training is really all about how do you sell something without having those elements in play, and how do you get started in that very quickly. So as an overview for the Invisible Pitch, what it allows you to do is it allows you to test an offer. So if you're new to a certain industry or new to a certain audience, or you want to try a new offer, the Invisible Pitch allows you to do that very simply and very easily. It also allows you to generate sales up front for an offer before you create it. So I'm going to be showing you examples in this training of people who have used it to pre-sell a course before they've created it, including myself. It doesn't require you to spend anything on advertising. It uses purely organic reach, which might sound a little bit risky in today's marketplace because that is diminishing, but we've got a few hacks for that. We've got a few adjustments that counteract for that as well. It doesn't require a big audience. So if you're just beginning online, if you only have a few hundred friends, then this will work equally as well for you if you had a few thousand friends. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality, and this really draws people out of the woodwork, whereby if they have any interest at all to work with you, any interest, even if it's 10%, they will respond to this, and you can begin to push them down that sales line of becoming a client. This also helps you to build social proof around your brand. As you're about to see, when you launch this out, you get a lot of interaction on your social media profiles. You will generate from that a lot of social proof around your brand, which will further fuel the Invisible Pitch. So this helps you to look somewhat like a celebrity in your industry, because purely from the amount of interaction, comments, engagement, shares you'll be getting on your Invisible Pitch. And best of all, this works on all two-way communicational platforms. So it works on Facebook, LinkedIn, cold email, email marketing, any online forums or groups where people can have a two-way communication, whereby you're talking to them and they're talking to you. This will work. So Instagram can also work in this as well. So to give you some context for the Invisible Pitch, it was an idea that I created in 2004 to sell a $200 local workshop that I was keen to run on Facebook advertising. And my intention was I wanted to test this idea, see if people were interested. Now, I didn't want to have to create a full sales page or do an email campaign or create content until I knew that people were actually interested. So from there, it quickly became a script that worked great for me, and then I transcended that into my clients' campaigns as well. I also used it for my agency between 2015 and 2016 to sell $129 per month service. I then used it as well to sell Social Hero Academy for $997, which is a great course. If you haven't checked out Social Hero Academy, I highly recommend it. And it's currently being used to sell consulting packages at $5,997 per week. So this works for me, and it works for my clients, and anyone who has used it. The Invisible Pitch gets traction. Here we have a client who generated close to $8,000 in 2 weeks from the Invisible Pitch. We have a consulting client who got 6 calls tomorrow by his 29th birthday, which he was predicting to be a record sales weekend. We have another client in Brisbane who I thought they earned around $15,000, but they said it might be more like $20,000 with private one-on-one clients. We've got my friend and client Jason, who did $30,000 USD in a single gig. We have another client who was expecting around $20,000 in the morning, closed 6, and in the afternoon was at $11,000 as well. So you're probably asking, okay, what is the Invisible Pitch? Well, it is the best way to generate a large amount of sales calls within 12 to 48 hours through social media with little to no downside. Now, I know that sounds very hypey, and I'm laughing when I'm saying this because if I had heard that, I would have been very skeptical about how this worked and does it actually work. Even though we've got all the proof and the evidence and the track history, people are still unsure, okay, will this work for my industry? How does it work and how can I begin to apply it? So we'll get into all those questions shortly, but I also want to educate you on why this works. So you can take these principles and maybe create your own unique campaign or create other offers or email campaigns using the same principles that are built around the invisible pitch. So why this all came about is that prospects are getting savvy. They can smell when they're about to be sold. Free tends to raise alarms for most prospects. So if you're offering anything for free, hey, let's have a free call. Here's a free opt-in. If you just opt in for this free class, I'll be able to help you. Grab this free template. It raises alarms for prospects. So we want to bypass this by positioning our pitch as an idea or a test. And you'll see this as a recurring framing for the invisible pitch in all the examples you're going to be seeing today. So framing the sales call as an interactive experience where they can help us and benefit in the process. Now this leans slightly on the Ben Franklin effect. Now if you're not aware of that, what it is he explains it whereby people wind up liking you more when they do you a favor. So because we're using the invisible pitch to ask people for help, they're going to like us more. When they like us more, they trust us more. When they trust us more, it leads to a sale a lot easier. So purely from the Ben Franklin effect, we're able to close clients easier. All this makes it easy to close a prospect into a client at the end of the call. But also, it makes it easier to have the initial call as well because we're asking people for help. We're framing it as an idea or a test where they can help us and benefit in the process. And all of this makes it easier to close a prospect into a client at the end of the call. That's why this works. It uses real psychology to position our offer as an idea or a test. So here's how it works. Here's how the invisible pitch flows and works. First, of course, is to create the script, and we've got all the templates, examples for that for you here. Next, you deploy that script on your chosen platform or platforms of choice. You wait until the interaction comes in, until everyone responds. Now, while people are responding, you can be following up as well. And then from there, you want to book those calls. Now, this is the actual basic, the base campaign here. We can be doing more advanced things, and I'll show you that briefly, but this is the actual baseline campaign that you want to be doing at least at a bare minimum. If you want to really drive this campaign forward and do some incredible numbers, this is what you're going to do. You're going to create the script, deploy it, wait, just as you would before. You're going to follow up with prospects. You're then going to remind those who maybe didn't interact all the way through or who possibly clicked on it and liked it and left a reaction but did not comment. You're going to inbox those people as well and push them into a call. And of course, we've got the connector follow-up as well. So if anyone declines your offer for a call, we actually use that to drive in more leads of their connections. And I'll show you the script for that in just a moment as well. So the way that this works is, let's say for example, if we send out our script here and we wait, let's say we send it out at 8 p.m. We might tend to wait till 8 a.m. the next morning before we follow up with everyone. We then push them all into calls. That's quite normal. Now from here, people who liked, left a reaction, maybe shared, maybe tagged someone, we want to inbox them as well, and we want to remind them of the offer and go, hey, this is what we're offering. Does this interest you? And if they say yes, we push them into a call. If they say, well, actually, I was just liking your update to support you, you then go, okay, cool. no worries. Do you know anyone who would be interested in this test or idea? It doesn't hurt to ask. And that alone will push you as extra free leads through this invisible pitch framework as well. And we've got the exact scripts for that as well. So the framework is this. This is what we're saying in the invisible pitch. Now you've got all this in this Swire file, so don't feel like you need to try to screenshot this or write it down now. I'm simply explaining what the framework is for the invisible pitch. So it is idea. Who would be interested if description of product or service goes here, that shows, provides, gives you, explains, description of result. The idea would be deeper description of product or service goes here, and of course leaving with acquiring, having desired result of prospects. Yes, no, thoughts, comments, quirky joke, like what is result. Now this probably doesn't give you a lot of context. I'm going to be showing you completed examples of this shortly, but this is a general framework. You want to replace this with your phrases, your keywords, what you're providing to the prospects. You want to fill in these as blanks. Anything in yellow that's highlighted that is a template or a swipe file is for you to replace as well. And on the note of the framework, it is important for maximum results to ensure that your deeper description of product or service is short and to the point. So this section here, the first 2-3 lines are crucial in the invisible pitch. If you want it to get traction, these have to be really short and sharp. If you can include any numbers, figures, or symbols to draw more attention, that works well as well. So that's why we suggest a little cute happy face here as well. And as you'll see in many examples from the invisible pitch, people are using emojis, checklists, top points, images, anything they can to draw more attention to your pitch, because the more people that see it, the more likelihood they are that they are to convert, and the more that convert, the more that will convert purely from the social proof aspect. It keeps fueling itself and getting more and more traction, which is another great thing about the invisible pitch, is that because it's so interactive, once 10 people interact, it's going to be even quicker for 10 more people to interact. And for the power of social media, that will grow and spread again and again. And usually these will last 2 or 3 days. So you have those leads and those calls being booked 2 or 3 days well after you've posted your script. The last point I want to touch on is to avoid any filler words and remove words that are not required in the pitch. So, for example, this is the original pitch that I launched out in 2014. This is the one that I created before I created this course. This is before I even knew what the invisible pitch was. This is me simply testing out a script and seeing what the response was. Idea. Who would be interested if I was to hold a Facebook advertising workshop in Adelaide that shows the foundations of how I spent $760 online and generated $70,000 plus in sales for one wing of my business? The idea would be to bring your laptop along with all of us as a group and create campaigns together within the workshop. And of course, leaving with a highly profitable advert or several smiley face. Yes, no, what is Facebook? So you can see how that script very much aligns to this framework. So the framework houses the script. Your script is what's going to drive the sales for you. And what drives the sales for you are these interactions. You had 66 to 80 people asking about my $200 workshop. So run the numbers at that. Even at 20% conversion rate, which is quite likely for warm prospects, even 30% if you're good. We're not doing too bad for my first ever workshop when I was 24 years old. Okay, so we then, I replied to all these comments. I follow up with everyone who left a comment. I also follow up with these people as well, because what happens is people will like, but they won't comment. So there's some interest there for them to like or interact or react. So why not follow up with those prospects as well? here we have a recurring offer from my agency that was launched out a few years afterwards. Now, I've launched out multiple invisible pitches over my time. These are the most profitable ones that I'm showing you as well. So, idea. Who would be interested in actually growing their business using Instagram? I'm about to cross 10,000 followers on my personal Instagram profile this month, which is cute. The benefit of this is that I have been driving an odd 583 clicks and 96 leads every 30 days to my site. All organic, all automated, no advertising. I'm thinking about testing our strategy for this outside of the agency client roster to see if we can duplicate these results on local businesses. This is where you come in. The idea would be for us to grow your Instagram profile upwards of 10,000 targeted local real followers, drive leads to your business, and develop personal relationships with every follower. Yes, no, what is Instagram? Now, you might be a little bit curious as to, okay, why am I including this phrasing down here? It doesn't support anything in here. This line doesn't really give us anything extra. It doesn't ask for a call to action, but what it does is it keeps it social, right? We're just trying to make them smile at the end of this script. We're trying to lighten the mood before they take the action, which of course will further fuel more interaction as well. So it uses the exact same script framework. We're testing it as an idea. We're giving an explanation of us testing the idea and asking, this is where they come in. This is what we want to do for them. This is what they can expect from this result as well. And this works, for this one in particular, we got 47 to 60 people asking about 129 per month service. And I recall, I think this was just before I went over to Europe for 3 or 4 months, which I do quite a lot now, is I'll take 3 to 4 months off and go overseas to Europe. So every time I go over there, I would use something like the invisible pitch to quickly generate extra cash flow before I leave. And this worked really well. This was 47 to 60 people asking about my 129 per month service. This was a large spike in cash flow in 2016, and we still have clients on that service to this very day. So it goes to show that you launch out this once, you might get clients for life. So this is for the reoccurring offer, and of course this script is inside the Swipe file as well. Next, we have the high ticket offer. So this is what I'm using to really launch out and position the consulting on my social media profiles. So, idea. Who would be interested in having a virtual team that does all of their work without the need to double check or redo it? I'm looking for 10 or so marketing friends to test a new idea with me. I want to help you design a virtual team with the systems to get them started for free. This would mean spending 45 minutes on Skype with me while we discuss your business and your client offering. From there, we would visually map out what roles you should have using my template to create a smooth production line like business that can run without you. Seriously. This means you could begin to scale, take on bigger opportunities, or look at starting new projects, just like I have with my agency and my software company. If that interests you, then please holler at me in the comments section below, and I'll set up a time with you. #holler at your boy. So, first thing I want to highlight is, of course, this. Designed to make them smile or laugh, right? No one's going to say that in a professional script. So we want to make them laugh and smile if we can. And the comments were actually gifs of people hollering, which I thought was quite clever. The other aspect as well is we've got an idea here. We are rephrasing that we are test a new idea, right? We're asking for them to test a new idea. And we go into what the benefit is of that if they help us out with the test, and that it's for free, and how the test works, and what we do in the test, and then combating the instant knee-jerk response of, well, that's not possible. We say, seriously, it is. And we give them proof of that, like I have with my agency and my software company as well. So this one, I recall, because it wasn't that long ago, booked 85 calls. I think it was 85 or 84 calls within 36 hours that lasted us the whole of June, July, all the way till about halfway through August. We had calls booked from June the 20th to about August the 20th. All from this post. No advertising, nothing that crazy, just through a well-scripted post that is designed to get people to respond. So, with that being said, I want to show you a few examples from people who have been in the previous version of the invisible pitch or who have used it for themselves as well. And the intention here is to show you how other people are using them, to give you ideas of, okay, how could I phrase my offer? How does this apply to my industry? Or how could this apply to what I want to offer as well? So we have Rebecca Joy Burton, who was in the Invisible Pitch 1.0. Hers was idea. Who would be interested if I was to run a live makeup masterclass that would teach you how to apply your makeup and feel confident, like I have done for many women over the past 6 years. The idea would be to share with you the secrets to achieving a flawless foundation, but also how to avoid the common mistakes people make when applying brush, eyeshadow, and eyeliner, all in a live demonstration with take-home cheat sheets. I would also have you bring along your daily makeup items so I can help you understand them more and feel more confident whatever the occasion may be. Yes, no, thoughts. Next we have Emily Gow, which I think, just to give you guys some more context, when I did my first invisible pitch, even before I knew it was the invisible pitch, and I sold my workshop, from there I decided to, okay, well, can we duplicate these results? What's worked for me? Can I give them to a client and can they get the same results? So what I did is I hit up one of my clients, Emily Gower, shortly after, and in December, she tested the script for herself. And this was her script. This was the second launch of the invisible pitch. And when this worked as well as it did, I knew I was onto something. I knew this was something that more people had to use. So I turned it into an online course and I began to deploy it for all of my clients, all of my consulting and coaching clients. They have been using it ever since. So Emily's script, thought, who would be interested if I were to run an exclusive online for ease training on how to 1, prepare to write a book over the Christmas period, and 2, set yourself up to write a book in 4 to 5 days like both myself and my clients have done. The idea would be to spend at least 90 minutes together in a hardcore, intensive, and very inspiring training session, and also set each person up with my professionally formatted book outline and book manuscript template that have been used by hundreds of writers worldwide. And then unite together online over the Christmas period to harness the creative force and produce manuscripts so you can be published in 2015. Yes, no, thoughts. 83 comments, 1 share. And from memory, I think this script resulted in around 8,000 or 12,000 for Emily over the Christmas period as well. Not too bad from a single update. Here is another example a few years later that I captured as well. Calling aspiring authors. I have a brand new book idea test I'd love to try out to help authors A, get clear on their book idea, and B, ensure their books sell well once published. I'm looking for 10 budding authors who would love to experience this book idea test. This means spending 15 to 30 minutes with me in the coming 2 weeks on a private consult where I'll run through the test with you. Without a solid book idea, you run the risk of writing and publishing a book that is hard to market, talk about, and promote, which you don't want, of course. Comment or inbox me if you'd love to participate. Another example from Jason, a very short and punchy one. Idea. Who would be interested if I was to hold a small webinar for a handful of people and do an email marketing review that shows the foundations of how I generated $60,000 in 1 month for one of my clients? The idea would be to jump on a webinar and review my campaigns, and I'll teach you these strategies that I have used to generate that 60K plus in 1 month. And of course, you'll be left with highly profitable email campaigns. Yes, no, happy face. Another great example as well from the man Jason would be idea. Who would be interested in increasing their sales, boosting their profits, and having more customers return to purchase again and again? I'm looking for 10 or so marketing friends to test a new idea with me. I want to help you design a kick-ass marketing system that will make you money while you sleep 100% free. This should mean spending 45 minutes on Skype with me while we discuss your brand and potential. From there, we will map out exactly what you need to implement using the templates I already have to create an insane back-end marketing system that prints cash without you. Seriously. This means you can begin to scale, stop wasting money on advertising, start increasing your customer return rates, focus more on growing your brand, and have less headaches. If that interests you, please holler at me in the comments section below and I'll set up a time with you. 53 comments, around 40 or so likes as well. Megan Jane. Idea. Who would be interested if I were to create a done-for-you personalized eating, training, mindset, and support plan to help you lose between 6 to 12 kilos in 6 weeks without doing any restrictive dieting and crazy amounts of exercise? The idea would be that you receive a one-on-one consultation with a clinical nutritionist and personal trainer. From there, we develop a personalized eating and training plan with 6 weeks of mindset, accountability, coaching with a community of people on the same journey. Yes, no. Anyone else who knows this service as well? 54 likes, 22 comments, and 2 shares, which is quite interesting as well. And I like what Megan had in here. This is not something we usually do, but I think it works quite well, is asking if anyone knows, or if anyone knows someone who knows this service. Is a great way to get people to tag their friends and to follow up with those people who were tagged as well. The last example I want to show is from Shane as well, that went a little bit further than the invisible pitch, but used the same framing and the same context as well. And it was, if I was going to run a one-day event in your city, condensing down all the best secret tricks, hacks, techniques, and systems, everything I have learnt training over 8,000 people over the last years on influence, persuasion, practical psychology, hypnotic communication, and how this can be used ethically in 1, your personal life on yourself, 2, in your relationships with your partner and kids, 3, in your business to boost your income and sell more. Do you think you would be interested in this, or does the idea scare you? So he's still framing it as an idea, and he's asking for that interaction regardless. So even if it scares them, he wants to hear from them, right? Because that's still going to generate comments which will push it further out more and more over social media. We would limit it to 50 seats to keep it engaging and high quality. We would charge $49 per ticket, but we only consider running it if we have 30 or more people interested in this. What are your thoughts? So very much framing it as an idea, explaining the offer as well, which is something that the invisible pitch is all about, is explaining the offer. So how does this work? What is the benefit for them? What can they expect as well? And using hypothetical theories and ideas to gently pitch the idea without being spammy and without being salesy as well. So although this isn't using the exact same template, it's using the exact same framework that we've been teaching in the Invisible Pitch 2.0. Now I'm sure you're probably asking as well, does this work on other platforms besides Facebook? So a lot of what I've shown you here is on Facebook, but we'll get into email, LinkedIn, and even forums very shortly. So after you post out the script, after you post out the invisible pitch, there is a short follow-up script to capture those bookings as well. And this is the framework for that. It is just following up from my status last night, should be a typo there, last night, that went pretty semi-viral. Let's set up a time to chat online later in the week. Happy face. Looking forward to walking you through thing that you promised in the pitch. Can you book a time via here when you have a chance? And then of course you replace that link with your actual booking link as well. So when you send a hi, so this is a general framework, right? So here's an example of the high ticket offer follow-up that I'm currently using for my consulting, and this works incredibly well, and I suggest you use something like it, but I'll show you other examples of different follow-ups that you can use as well. So this is the exact screenshot of what I would send someone once they respond to the invisible pitch. It is just following up from my status that went semi-viral. Let's set up a time to chat online later in the week. Looking forward to walking you through my process of designing out a virtual team and production line. Can you book a time via here when you get a chance? So it's very much direct to the point. And something that I tested is I sent this script first and it was doing quite well. I then adjusted this link. So it had a very nice, very clear social media thumbnail preview image. I designed this, I got my headshot in there, put my logo in there, had the text as let's chat, and I had a very quick testimonial in the preview as well. And this actually helped out. This got more click-throughs as well. So if you want to amplify this even more, ensure that the link you send to people to organize a chat or to enroll or to try you up on your idea or offer actually looks good on social media. You'll get a much higher response rate as well. And I'm sure you're asking, well, where does that link actually lead to? It takes them to this page here, which is jamiestenhouse.com/let's chat. That should be online. You can have a look at that as well. All it is a headline around what the call was about. We shouldn't even have to have that. I think if I was to remove that headline, I would get a higher conversion rate, but this kind of qualifies them because they know what they're talking to you about as well. A very short questionnaire, and then a lot of testimonials afterwards that really made sense. So if they view these testimonials, then there's no reason why they would not fill out that form as well. So those testimonials are purely there to support them with filling out that form. So what if you're doing a product or service based? Well, here's the example I sent to people when I was using the recurring script, and this is what I would send to them when people responded. So I would send out my little script. People would respond either in a comment or like. I'll then send this script to them. And this script was all about sending them a PDF. So because I was selling, can't draw PDF, but because I was selling a service, there was no click through to arrange a call. So what I sent was this: name, how are your events going? So this is very much a customized one. I would probably remove this and obviously just go name. I'm just following up on last night's status I put on my profile, which went pretty viral. So I'm looking for a few Instagram accounts to test out a new service on. If I was able to send you a PDF, could you review it and let me know your thoughts / if you were interested? Now this is incredibly powerful because now we're holding them accountable. Like, let me know your thoughts. So I'm now waiting to hear what you think of this PDF. Oh, and also if you were interested as well. So it really uses that invisible pitch mindset to frame that even more. So we're having them let us know their thoughts and then if they were interested as well. So this was sent as a PDF, as you can see here. This person asked for it to be sent to their email. We don't not endorse that. We want to send it in the same platform, to which I just said, I've just attached it here, hope that is okay. So this is sent after the invisible pitch once someone comments. So once someone comments, they should get triggered with this direct message inbox as well. And of course, I'm sure you're asking, what does that PDF contain that converted so many people into that $129 service as well? Or what should that PDF contain? And just like any product, any service that you want to sell online, the PDF should be a simple sales letter. And I've attached a simple sales letter to this training as well, so you can see what was the sales letter that I used for the invisible pitch as well. So you want to use the swipe files that are attached for this training. You want to craft your script and then trim it. This is such a big thing I see with people in the invisible pitch 1.0, was that they would craft their script and they wouldn't trim it. You want to trim it and edit it as much as possible. So here I've got a real life example when I worked with a client one-on-one to edit their invisible pitch, and you'll see just how much I'm trimming it and just how much I am editing it as well. So the client used the script and came up with this here, and it was idea. If I were to throw a live training together that would teach you to easily find new donors 100% free, get them to donate monthly, and then scale that model to over £10,000 per month, would you be interested? I'm looking for 10 or so people, ideally small charity founders and managers, to test the idea with me. I want to help you overcome the bullshit stories and blocks and reach your goals faster than you could ever imagine. For non-profits, it could mean generating individual donors / local business leads on a regular basis. So that's what the client came up with. I responded with this on each of the components. So for the first component, the first paragraph, I said, I wonder if this is too many goals at once. What is the next ideal goal for them? What if you were to edit this to something like the below? Who would be interested in learning how to double your donors for free and then have them donate each month, every month? So we're taking this consensus idea, all of it, and we're distilling it down to this. So we're really shortening it, making it shorter and more punchier as well. The next line was, I'm looking for 10 or so people, ideally small charity founders and managers, to test the idea with me. This is great. This is flawless. I had nothing to say on this one here. The next line, I said, are you talking about the bullshit stories and blocks of themselves, or the donors they are trying to close and the BS stories they are telling them as to why they cannot convert? So this here was not clear. I don't think this needed to be in here at all. I was a little bit confused as to what that provides to them. So maybe that was something unique for that client, but you always want to ensure that everything is really clear, that if you were to show this to 20 different people, they would understand the exact same thing and they would not have the exact same question amongst all of them as well. Next one is, this would mean spending 45 minutes on Skype/Zoom with me, and all that I did was shorten it. So I shortened it from, where are we? This line here. So here we had the first half of the invisible pitch. Then we go on to the next half. And what I'll do is actually read this out first before I go through the changes. So it ends with, I want to help you overcome the bullshit stories and blocks and reach your goals faster than you could ever imagine. For non-profits, it could mean generating individual donors / local business leads on a regular basis. This would mean spending 45 minutes on Skype/Zoom with me while we discuss your situation, your goals, and your cause and offering, which is likely where the issues lie. From there, we would visually map out what changes and actions you can take to start seeing results immediately. Smiley face. Seriously, this means you can begin to start moving towards your goals easily and effortlessly, just like I have been in building my multi-six-figure agency and now mentoring charities in record time and with massive future potential. If you're interested, give me a me in the comments and I'll send you a private message. So from there, we are simply shortening the call to action. The overview of how the call works, we're shortening it from that to this. So from 1, 2, 3, 4 lines down to 3 lines. So Shortening it to, this should mean spending 45 minutes on Zoom with me while we discuss your situation, your goals, and your cause. Very short, very sharp. This one, I had no comments on this line here. This is fantastic, which was from there, we'd visually map out what changes and actions you can take to start seeing results immediately. Really good, really clean, really punchy. And then we get into this paragraph here, which is, this means you could begin to start moving towards your goals easily. So I framed it around the work he's doing for clients rather than framing it around his agency, which isn't related to the offer he's currently doing. Yes, he's got history in the agency, but the clients he's currently going for are the charity clients. So he shouldn't be mentioning those at all. He should be talking about these charities instead. So what I did is I changed it from what it was to, this means you could begin to build a multi-six-figure charity that supports a cause effortlessly with a record number of donors and sponsors. So it's all about them. This is all about them. We don't want to refer to our history too much unless it is related. So if you would recall, with my consulting, I was always talking about my software company and my agency that runs automatically, because I'm teaching others, I'm consulting other agencies how to hire and run things automatically as well. And then of course the call to action is flawless as well. So you want to trim the fat from your pitch wherever possible, which you can ask yourself, does this word/phrase support the prospect to raise their hands? Is it 100% needed? If not, remove it. If it is needed, can you shorten it? You want to ask yourself these questions when crafting your invisible pitch. You don't want to end up with something quite long. You want to shorten it as much as possible. And just honestly, trimming 2 or 3 words from a single phrase or line can make all of the difference as well. So let's talk about deployment. How do you deploy this now? Now that we've crafted it, we've gone through the psychology, I've shown you many examples, I've shown you what to put online first, I've shown you how to follow up with prospects through a high ticket offer, through a sales call, through sending a PDF. I've shown you everything. Now let's talk about how do you launch it. Well, the first thing is of course to craft your invisible pitch, sleep on it, review it in the morning of deployment. And just sleeping on things, if it be copywriting or campaigns or advertising, I find having a fresh set of eyes just makes things a lot more clear and really gives you that context and that clarity on, okay, is this actual what I want to say in this pitch? From there, launch the script on your profile just before prime time. So for most people, that's around 7-ish p.m. or 8 p.m. usually. This works quite well, and I like to do it at night because prime time lasts a lot longer into nighttime than it does in the morning. So yes, prime time can also be 8 a.m. or 6 a.m., but it drops off immediately at 9 a.m. So why not post it at 7:30 p.m. because from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30, 10 p.m. people are online. So you want to post it just before prime time and get traction on that. When the comments come through on your update, you want to comment on every comment as they come in. So you want to reply to every comment, both on your post and say, thanks for putting your hand up, or great, I'll send you more information, or great, check your inbox. And when people see that you're telling all these people to check their inbox, check their DMs, or that you've sent them something, it's going to create curiosity whereby other people want to get what you're sending them privately, right? So this fuels it even more. So from there, you want to comment on every comment as they come in, and also send the follow-up. So you want to comment, say yes, you're going to send them that to them now, then you want to send those follow-ups as well. From there, everyone who reacted or who liked, so if they just liked your update, you want to send them this script as well. And it goes, hey name, I know you didn't comment on last night's viral status update about thing you said. I thought I would reach out anyway and see if we can chat more about it since you liked it after all. So it's giving them a framing as to why you're actually talking to them. So this again allows you to capture those leads, because sometimes you might get 40 comments and 84 likes. So why would you not chase up those extra likes who did not comment? Because there's going to be a few prospects in there anyway. And this is all of this about squeezing and maximizing it as much as possible. And from there, anyone who declines the offer, so anyone who you follow up with, either in step 2 or step 4, you want to send this script as well. And this is to recoup and recapture those lost leads. Is no worries, I hope you crush it this week anyway. Would you know anyone who could help me out with this? And the intention behind this is that if someone declines, we don't want to be pushy. If someone says no to the offer, we don't want to make it a big deal. We don't want to try to convince them of the offer. We just want to say, no worries, hope you crush it this week anyway, or all good, hope you have a great week anyway, hope you're doing well. We want to lead on a positive note. This is crucial for the invisible pitches. We don't want to try to convince someone to take part in it, because then it loses its psychological effect on that prospect. So if they're not interested, that's completely fine. This pitch is really intended to, obviously target the 3% of people who are interested now, but to also target that extra 20% who are considering it as well. Anyone who falls outside of that range, we don't really want to talk to as well. So this script really ensures that ends, but also giving them the opportunity to send someone to help us with this idea. Again, helping with the idea or the test too. So let's look at deployment on LinkedIn. And I don't know if I'm proud to say, but I'm happy to say that this is not a status update. It's as a direct message after you connect. So I tried this many times as an update on my LinkedIn profile. It does not work. It's not the place for it. Mainly because you can't post long updates like this, but in a direct message after someone connects. So once you send a connection request, they accept your connection request, you would send something like this, which is, thanks for accepting. I was wondering if you could help me quickly. I'm needing 10 or so marketing friends to test a new idea with me. I want to help you design a virtual team with the systems to get started for free. This would mean spending 45 minutes on Skype with me while we discuss your business and your client offering. Smiley face. From there, we would visually map out what roles you should have using my template to create a smooth production-like business that can run without you. Seriously. This would mean you can begin to scale, take on bigger opportunities, or look at starting new projects, just like I have with my agency and my software company. Can I show you and design a team for you on a call? No pressure, of course. So all of this is all about being as casual as you can. We're constantly framing, this is not a big deal. This is simply a test or a idea. This is what we're framing it as, and it's not a big deal. There's no pressure, of course. They don't have to agree to this. It's just not a big deal. You want to take as much pressure as you can off of them. The other thing that worked out really well, just to give you some more ideas for your invisible pitch, is probably a few things. The first is to ensure that it visually looks good, so it's easy to read. So really chunking it up into something like this, where there's multiple paragraph, spacing, emojis, single word being shown, larger paragraph, all of that. The other thing as well I want to highlight was giving them a hint of what's to come, or giving them something that looks somewhat tangible. So we will be saying, for example, we would visually map out what roles you should have using my template. So now we're talking about a template they also get. So if they accept the call, not only do they get all of this, they also get to be a part of our idea, test something new. They get to have that outcome on the call, but we're also giving them this template as well. So really framing it to, hey, this is something that you should really take part of as well. So when you're deploying on LinkedIn, first you want to connect with your ideal prospects. And this is the script I use. It's very short, very simple. Is, hey, name, I noticed we had a few connections. I hope you don't mind me reaching out and connecting. That's it. You don't need a pre-frame or try to educate them or warm them up. The visual pitch does not rely on people to be warmed up first. It relies on your offer, the thing you have, to be exactly what they want or what they need. So the only thing that slows down this on LinkedIn is if you're connecting with the wrong people. That's it. And once they accept, you send the invisible pitch. If they agree, you send the follow-up, which is awesome. The best thing to do would be to click on this page here. The form on the next page will take you to my private calendar where we can arrange a time to speak. I'm looking forward to it. Now, if they decline, so if I send the connection request, they accept. I send the pitch, they decline. From there, what happens? So we go 1 to 2 and they decline. We go straight to 4, which is not a problem. Hope you crush it this week anyway. Do you know any friends or connections who would like to be a part of this by any chance? Can't hurt to ask. Again, super casual. Addressing the elephant in the room is a yes. We're asking them for something like, hey, can you send us anyone? And we're being upfront about, hey, it can't hurt to ask. So all this is very casual, very direct, but still framing it as an idea or a test. LinkedIn works really well for this. Probably equally as well as Facebook too. Now, deployment to your email list. Incredible, can I just say? Incredible campaign that works great to your email list. So this is built using ActiveCampaign, where as you're about to see, not only are we sending it once, but we're sending it twice and 3 times. So we send this to prospects consistently, and it's really 3 emails over 3 days. So we've got email 1, email 2, email 3. It's sent during peak time, so you can either automate that like I have here, or you can use a campaign or a newsletter to pre-program that as well. Now, the other one is that you can automate it with an optional auto follow-up booking sequence as well. So once someone replies to any of these emails, they go into another automation that sends the follow-up script automatically as well. And this is really sent to all non-buyers, all non-clients every 3 to 6 months. So this is a phenomenal campaign. It just cleans up your list. It recaptures those leads who maybe fell off the edge, who maybe didn't have the opportunity to book a call or couldn't find a time that worked for them, or that life got in the way. This is a great campaign to recapture, re-engage, and resell to your prospects on your list without being spammy or annoying as well. So this is the email, and again, you're going to see recurring themes, phrases, keywords, and this is exactly what I'm using. I'm not just simply taking these scripts and showing you, oh, this is on LinkedIn, this is on Facebook. This is exactly what I'm using, and I'll show you screenshots of this very shortly. So for example, the subject line is test a new idea with me. I was wondering if you could help me. I'm needing 10 or so marketing friends to test a new idea with me. I want to help you design a virtual team with the systems to get them started for free. This would mean spending 45 minutes on Skype with me while we discuss your business and your client offering. From there, we would visually map out what roles you should have using my template to create a smooth production like business that can run without you. Seriously. This means you can begin to scale, take on bigger opportunities, or look at starting new projects, just like I have with my agency and now my software company. Can I show you and design a team for you on a call? No pressure, of course. Email number 2. Subject line. Forward. Looking for free testers. Open bracket. Free opportunity. Close bracket. Exact same email. I can read it again for you, but it's the exact same email. Email number 3. Look at email number 1, 2, 3. Exact same phrasing. The only thing that changes is the positioning of the email, where it slides slightly up, but also the subject line is the only thing that changes. Because the invisible pitch works so well, there's no need to shorten it or readjust it or change it. Rather, if someone opens it and they don't reply, maybe life got in the way, maybe they got distracted, maybe something happened. So why not just send the same script 2 more times until they reply. So for this subject line, we used a big happy face, test my coaching, bracket, free, comma, no catch, close bracket. So those are the 3 emails. Now, if they reply to you, you get 2 choices. The first is you can send the follow-up script on your own. So if someone replied to either of these 3 emails, it would come to my personal Gmail, and I would reply with this email here, which would be awesome. Thank you for your reply. The best thing to do would be to click on this page here. The form on the next page will take you to my private calendar where we can arrange a time to speak. It will be a no pressure 45-minute chat with me while we discuss your business and client offering. From there, we would visually map out what roles you should have using my template to create a smooth production-like business that can run without you. Seriously, I'm looking forward to it. Just make sure you click here, as there are only 3 tester seats left. So a few changes with this script as well, I just want to highlight, is re-emphasizing the call to action, giving them some sort of scarcity in that as well, that there's only 3 seats left, and just ensuring that we are giving them multiple opportunities to click on that link. So we have one here, we have another one here as well, and keeping the same framing for the invisible pitch, where we're walking them through, okay, what is it that we're talking about on the script? What can they expect when they click through as well? So that is if you send it manually. But to be honest, it is the exact same email if you send it manually or if you send it automatically as well. So if you're using something like ActiveCampaign, Infusionsoft, even GetResponse, or possibly MailChimp, I think might have it now as well, is you can create a trigger to send for you and resend that if they did not open it. So for example, as we can see in this screenshot here, is if someone replies to one of those emails, it sends them this reply. And what happens is, if it waits an hour, if they do not open it, then it sends them the next email. So this is a very short sequence. So let's say, for example, that I might have someone who might, get sent the individual pitch at 9 a.m. They open it at 10 a.m., let's say. From there, if they open it and they reply, it might be 10:01, let's say, because it doesn't take long for them to read that email and to reply. At 10:02, it will send the reply to them, 10:02, because it's sent instantly. So the moment they reply, this sends that script instantly, and then it will wait an hour if they do not open it for whatever reason, because maybe they close the email as soon as they hit send. Very unlikely, but just having this in play helps out. So they might have replied and then slammed their computer shut. Who knows, right? So we want to wait an hour to see if they did open it. If not, then we want to send them the next email as well. So this is what happens if they open but did not book. So if they are replying, they'll get this exact email here, sent automatically, or I'll send it manually using my Gmail, either or. But this is sent if they open but do not book. It's the exact same email, as you'll see, exact same email, right? Different subject lines. Why? Because this script works. And if they open but they didn't book, we're just sending it to them again to remind them. We don't want to reference any previous interactions. Prospects open emails and forget about them, that they even open them all the time. So why change something that works? It's just that maybe the timing was wrong. Maybe someone called them when they opened it on their mobile device. Maybe they tried to click through. Whatever the issue is, we want to retarget that with a different subject line. So this subject line here is following up from today, which works very well. I think we're getting around 60% open rate on this one. From there, we have free coaching inside. Really, exact same email. Then this last one here is the exact same email. It's just spaced out differently. This email is slightly changed. So here we are talking about the 3 seats left. Here we have actually removed that, because it makes sense that I can now only have 2 more coaching sessions to give away. There's no more free seat scarcity. We just have that link placed inside there as well. And these are sent automatically. Is if someone replies, so if someone replies, we send a follow-up email, they do not open or they do not reply or they do not schedule a call, then we'll send email 1, email 2, email 3. And this is all built inside ActiveCampaign, which is probably my most favorite software program in the world. I use it for everything, for prospects, lead scoring, sales calls, invisible pictures, all of that. If you haven't tried it, give it a free try at jamiestenhouse.com/try-active-campaign. I believe it begins for around $9 per month, and it allows you to create really cool email automations that work just like I have been showing you as well. So with that being said though, you don't need ActiveCampaign or any automation if they reply to you. You don't need this. If they reply to you, you can simply reply to the follow-ups manually as well. And you can see that when you automate this, you're able to get calls booked almost every 2 or 3 days like clockwork. This is, September the 13th, 14th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 27th, 27th, 18th. These are leads that are just coming in from our existing email list. These are old leads who have been shown stuff before. They haven't converted, but they're converting through the invisible pitch. So it's a fantastic campaign to look at reigniting a list, to look at reconnecting with prospects who maybe didn't buy something, who maybe did not respond to an offer as well. So this works really well. So let's talk about to cold email prospects. So this is to people who you've never spoken to, who are not on your list. You simply located their email address, if it be through Google or the Yellow Pages, if you're old enough to remember those, or through an email list you have obtained somehow, illegally or legally, hopefully legally, is you then send an email. You do not spam them because spamming is not good. You then follow up as required. So here's me tracking down a few emails. I tracked down multiple emails of prospects that I think I could help out. I sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 emails per day. Nothing spammy, just sending 6 emails manually per day. Now, if they reply, let's say I sent it to Alyssa here, and she replied, or sorry, before that, what I would send to her is this email here. And a few points is it's the exact same script, just with a little bit of an introduction as well. So, hey, Alyssa, my name is Jamie Stenhouse. I'm the founder of Market Intelligence Agency and One Piece Social. I was wondering if you could help me with a little test. Straight into the test and straight into the invisible pitch. I'm needing 10 or so marketing people to test a new idea with me. I want to help you design a virtual team with the systems to get started for free. This would mean spending 45 minutes on Skype with me while we discuss your business and your client offering. From there, we would visually map out what roles you should have using my template to create a smooth production line like a business that can run without you. Seriously. This means you could begin to scale, take on bigger opportunities, or look at starting new projects. Can I show you and design a team for you on a call? No pressure, of course, just let me know. So there's a few things happening here, and there's a few sort of slight changes from what you would have seen on my profile or on my LinkedIn account as well. So one of those changes is we're saying marketing people, not marketing friends or connections. The other aspect is we're giving them some sort of credibility, some sort of framework as to why we are doing this and our background in this as well. We're still using the template aspect. We're still talking about the usual frameworks and the usual trigger points for the invisible pitch. But what I'm also doing is I included a nice headshot of me. I include some links because I'm some stranger they've never heard of. So if I can give them anything extra to look me up that might help me to get them to reply, then I'm going to include that as well. And again, it's very easy to read on the eyes. It's very well formatted, and it leads on an open conversation. It's not a closed email saying just let me know. So I'm almost anticipating them. I'm waiting them to reply back to that email as well. The other aspect is just having a very short tagline of what I do and how that relates to the script. So if I was a personal trainer and I was sending this exact script out to agencies to help them to develop their virtual team. And this said, Jamie assists middle-aged men to lose weight in 28 days. That would not make sense, right? So you want to ensure that everything supports the email, that your email footer, headshot, the links you include, the Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, all support this script when doing cold email to people who you have not spoken to before. Now, deployment on forums and other platforms. Why did I include LinkedIn and cross it out? The reason for that is it's the exact same thing, exact same process, exact same script. Is you will connect with your ideal prospects. So on any forums, group sites, anything that's not a social media platform, because yes, there are platforms that are not social media platforms, this works on as well, as long as it's a two-way communication. So this same process works where you'll connect with your ideal prospects. Let's say if this is on a underground forum site, one that might been around since the early 2000s, but it's still active, and you would want to use that. And there's so many niche forums out there. Go to Google after this, type in your industry or your offering or your prospect's name or prospect type, and type in the word forum and see what comes up. You'll find dozens of them that you can hop on to, create a account, begin to add people, and in most instances you don't even need to add them. You can just simply send a script that says, hey, I'm doing this, I have a idea for you as well. So it's the exact same process on LinkedIn as it is on the forums as well. So once they accept, or once the timing is right, you want to send the invisible pitch. If they agree, send the exact same follow-up script we used on LinkedIn. If they decline, send the follow-up and connector message, which is not a problem. Hope you crush it this week anyway. Do you know any friends or connections who would like to be a part of this by any chance? Can't hurt to ask. So what does this look like? Well, this is on a niche forum that I tracked down a little while ago that I begun trying it out on. And the forum response rate is incredible. It's a much higher response rate than email or LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. I think because no one else is using forums to get leads, but they're still using them to talk and ask questions and all of that. So if you can track down any, it's a gold mine of people that just have never been sold to on that platform. So the response rate is incredible. So what I sent is, hope you're having a productive day. So I didn't even connect with them and say, hey, I'm this person doing this. Simply begin with, hope you're having a productive day. Quick question. I was wondering if you could help me quickly. I'm needing 10 or so marketing friends to test a new idea with me. I want to help you design a virtual team with the systems to get them started for free. This would mean spending 45 minutes on Skype with me while we discuss your business and client offering. From there, we would visually map out what roles you should have using my templates to create a smooth production line like a business that can run without you. Seriously. This means you could begin to scale, take on bigger opportunities, or look at starting new projects, just like I have with my agency and my software company. Can I show you and design a team for you on a call? Most people will answer with sure. There might be a concern or a question about time zone, or how does the call work, or how does this work. You can handle those accordingly, but this works. It's the exact same process where you craft the script, you deploy it, you wait, you follow up, and you book. Or you do the advanced version, which is this one here, where you craft the script, you deploy it, you wait, you follow up, you send the reminder to those people, you send a connector follow up to ask if they can connect you with anyone, any of their friends or clients who might be interested in this, and that's it. And the platforms which you want to deploy the invisible pitch on is Facebook. I use this one every 6 months on Facebook usually. LinkedIn messages I use every single day. So let me make it a little bit easier, a little bit more color coordinated. Is what I do is LinkedIn every single day, email every single day, automated email segments every single day, niche forums every single day. Instagram is interesting. I know we didn't talk about it today so much, but it's the exact same script, exact same process. Is you copy the process from LinkedIn, apply it to Instagram, although we haven't had much traction from Instagram from anyone in the program, so depending on your industry it might work, but for us we haven't seen it to work as well. Facebook works well, not as good as, well, it works well, but it's not as sustainable as these 4 options here. So these other 4 options, you can be doing these every single day. Unfortunately, with Facebook, it's something, because you're putting it on your profile, it's not as sustainable. But you can also look at doing that inside your inbox and DMs, just like we are on LinkedIn too. So this only works every 6 months, probably, on your profile as they update. Or it works great private messaging one-to-one to your prospects as well. But the overarching principle, and if you need a clarification on where this works, the answer is any two-way communication channel. So where you can post something and someone can interact, or where you can talk to someone privately and they can respond. That's where you want to be using the Invisible Pitch. That's where you want to be deploying as well. So I hope you enjoy the Invisible Pitch 2.0. It has been a long time in making, about 4.5 years of all research, like data testing, new scripts, trialing out different examples, industries, all of that. So from here, where do you go? You open up the template, you craft your script, you trim it down, you sleep on it, you review it again in the morning, you read it out loud, you trim it again, then you get ready to post it at 7 or 7:30 or 8 p.m. depending on which platform you are doing it on. You then go to LinkedIn, connect and send the Invisible Pitch every single day to all your prospects who you connect with. You use cold email outreach. You send emails to people you do not know who are your possible prospects, the Invisible Pitch. You integrate it into your email sequence using ActiveCampaign by going to jamiestenhouse.com/try-active-campaign. Or you really track down some niche forms and you go aggressive in there. You target people who have never been sold to in that platform before, and you get a very high response rate as well. So I'm looking forward to hearing how you use the Invisible Pitch 2.0. It's really a unique campaign that's been crafted from the ground up. This isn't something copied from someone else or something that was learned and then tweaked. It was something that was created from need. When I need to sell my workshop in 2014, this is what I created. A very simple pitch to somewhat convince people to talk to me more about the workshop as well. So go out there, use the Invisible Pitch 2.0 and let me know what results you get. I'd love to see your pitch. If you have any questions, send it across to me. Happy to proof it if I can, but you've got all the tools you need to get this done. So with that being said, I'll chat to you soon and bye for now.